Today I will be explaining to you what is a simile and what is a metaphor, followed by examples and tips and tricks to help you understand better. I will also share the similarities between the two subjects and how to differentiate them from one another. So let's start off with the simile. What is a simile? A simile is a figure of speech which is a form of expression, and it's a comparison in which it uses the words like or as. It is also used to make a description more emphatic or vivid, so a lot of authors use this in their books so that the reader can learn more about how the character is feeling, their emotions inside, their appearance, or however the scene is going, so it makes a more vivid and emphatic description of whatever they're comparing it to. So now for the examples of a simile is Juliet is as innocent as a lamb. So it's comparing Juliet's innocence to the one of a lamb. And in this example, it's actually in the script of Romeo and Juliet. So Romeo is as gentle as a lamb. So it's comparing Romeo's gentle manners to one of a lamb. Tips and tricks to help you recognize a simile is that it uses the words like or as in the comparison. It's also, if you see simile, it's similar to the word similarity. And when you point out a similarity, you usually compare whatever it's similar to. And you often use the words like or as, like the simile. Moving on to the metaphor. What is a metaphor? A metaphor is a figure of speech, which is a form of expression just like the simile. It describes an object or an action, so it isn't literally true, so it can be taken as a joke. Like George is a monkey. George might not be an actual monkey, but maybe they're comparing George's moods or emotions or behaviors as to one of a monkey. It also helps explain an idea, and it's a comparison. So once again, like the simile, lots of authors use metaphors in their books so that the reader can have that extra detail of how that character is feeling or what's happening in that scene. And now for the metaphor examples. So laughter is the best medicine. Laughter isn't literally medicine, as we know, but it's comparing laughter to making you feel better, which is what medicine does. His heart of stone surprised me. His heart isn't literally stone, but it's comparing his lack of emotions or being plain as having a heart of stone. Next, we have tips and tricks to help you recognize a metaphor. So it isn't literally true, so it can be taken as a joke, like the George is a monkey joke that I said in the beginning. And it doesn't use like or as, like the simile. It does, but in the metaphor, it does not. So similarities between the two subjects are that they're both comparisons and they're both figures of speech. So they're both used to compare things, but the difference between those comparisons is that the simile uses a word like or as to make that comparison, but the metaphor directly states a comparison without using the words like or as. To change a metaphor to a simile, you need to incorporate like or as. So love is a battlefield. Right now, that's a metaphor. But to change it into a simile, you do love is like a battlefield, and that is now a simile. Thank you very much for listening. Hopefully you have learned a bit more on similes and metaphors and how to differentiate them from one another.